Welcome to 5 Best Bikes, Cycle World's video podcast where we talk about the 5 best bikes. I'm Justin Dawes, senior editor of Cycle World magazine and host of MC Garage and host of On Two Wheels. And I've got another host from On Two Wheels, Michael Gilbert. What's your deal, dude?
I am the road test editor here at Cycle World and Motorcyclist magazine. Obviously, I do help you out with On Two Wheels, and we're going to be launching a new show called Track Tested on the Cycle World YouTube. And in that, we essentially take motorcycles to the racetrack and see what they're all about, see what their capabilities.
You're gonna break it down for people. You're gonna use the same track, the same location. You're gonna set a lap time with every bike, right?
That's correct. We're gonna eliminate all the variables. We're gonna take the motorcycles to the racetrack and do the same process every single time and deliver consistent data.
That's what Cycle World is all about.
That's what we're all about.
Right? So you're basically like that guy in the white suit on that other series that everyone makes fun of us for. Gotcha.
Yep, the one we copy.
The one we copy.
Yeah.
The very scripted comedy that we copy.
Yep.
Perfect.
Totally scripted.
Perfect. All right. Well, since that's what your deal is track tested, we're gonna do the 5 best bikes for a track day.
I'm ready.
It should be super easy since you're the track dude. I shouldn't probably have any bikes on this list, and you should have all of them because you're the expert.
You're going to be all over the place.
I guarantee I'm going to be all over the place. That's how I ride too. I'm all over the place. So we've got 10 minutes to do this.
Okay.
That's the rules. I've got my white tape and my black Sharpie. I write them down. We put them on the board, and we try to get this all figured out in 10 minutes flat.
Cool. Let's do it.
Okay. Start the timer. Let's do this. You're the guest. You get to go first. Hit me.
All right. I'm going to start this one off. Probably not what you guys are expecting. I'm going to start it off with a Ninja 400, Kawasaki Ninja 400. It's light, it's easy to ride, great for beginners to go to the racetrack with, less intimidating. You're probably not going to go through tires as much as you do on a bigger bike. Super cheap, totally fun.
The cost of entry is way lower with that. The bike's cheaper. Like you said, you're not going to run through tires. Gets probably a little better fuel mileage. There's a lot of positives for sure. On my list, I had the R3 though.
Okay.
So
that's a good one too. Actually, we're going to be taking both of those to the racetrack here in the next week or two. And we're going to be doing a track test. We're going to be doing a comparison.
Okay.
Either of them are great choices. The R3 is new. It has a new front end. It has a little bit revised ergonomics and aerodynamics as well. So I think either are a great choice.
Okay. Since the 400 is a kind of a known quantity, it's been ridden on the track, let's go with that. Let's put that one up on the list. So Ninja 400. There's our first bike. Okay, we're making progress. Okay, I'm gonna come at you with something that's like completely different than that.
Hit me.
Definitely not cheap, but still could be decently easy to ride, but is kind of a special bike, and that's a Kramer. So rocking a KTM 690 motor, single.
690, prototype chassis.
Cool looking bodywork. It is a track day
specific.
I mean, that's what that thing is made for.
Right. Carve up people at the racetrack all day
for
long.
Sure.
All day long.
You know, but at the same time, it's got that really cool power plant that is torquey and fun, and it's still not super fast to where you're all jammed up at the end of a straightaway going, oh my God, I'm going way too fast.
It's still super mellow to where maybe if a novice rider wanted to get on it, there'd be no issue there.
Yep.
But that novice rider can still have a really cool looking motorcycle and something that's going to draw attention and have a lot of fun on without having to go, buy 200 horsepower.
Yep. So do you agree? It goes on the list for now?
Let's do it.
Okay. Because any of these we can veto.
Okay.
Okay. So while I'm doing that, what do you got for me?
All right, total other side of the spectrum from the Ninja 400, Ducati V4R. The biggest, arguably the baddest sport bike on the market right now.
Biggest and baddest for
$40,000, 221 horsepower, 234 if you put the acro exhaust on it. has wings too. MotoGP.
It's got wings.
It's got wings.
But I mean, that's the thing this year is wings are sprouting up on everybody's bike,
yeah.
right?
It's
Aprilia's
become
got
a
it.
thing in MotoGP.
It's a thing in MotoGP.
Now you're seeing it. People are using it, or manufacturers are using it to homologate to use on their super bikes.
Yep, exactly. Don Canet went to the launch. Fortunately, you were out doing something else at the time.
Yep, that's right.
And
he loved it.
Had nothing but praise. I've never seen the guy actually so kind of happy about a bike in his words.
Right.
Like usually he's very, it was this and that was that and it did this around the corner. And he was like, I went faster around Jerez than I've ever gone, and he was pumped.
Right, easily too. He was really boasting about the front end feel on that.
Yep.
And, you know, I haven't gotten to ride it yet myself, but I'm quite excited to hopefully have the chance here pretty soon.
I think the only thing that's going against it is one, it's $40,000.
It's $40,000.
And two, massively limited numbers.
Correct.
Right? But the way Ducati usually does that is there's a limited number and then, oh my God, they went so good. We're going to make some
We're
more.
going to make a couple more.
So maybe next year, V4R will actually be a little cheaper and, you know, be more available. So right now I'm putting on the list for sure because, I mean, it is, plus you would be the man at a track day with that bike, right? You would just show up and everybody would surround you and just be like, whoa. So I say for sure goes on there. I should have used more tape for 3 letters.
All right. We got the V4R up there.
We got the V4R. I got a different idea of what is a fun track day.
Okay.
Go-kart track, supermoto track. We have one right here,
FS450. Okay, I respect it, but sometimes I think that you could go buy a dirt bike and turn in your own supermoto for a lot less money than
I think actually it's the
FS450.
other way around because the FS450, while it is, you know, over 10K for a dirt bike based supermoto, you don't have to do anything to it. It already comes with a big brake.
It's done.
It already comes with the wheels. It's got the lowered suspension. It's got traction control. It's got launch control. It's got everything you need, man. And you don't have to do anything to it. You can just go out, throw gas in it, and everyone else is fiddling with their, you know, their Brembo they put on the front and their, you know, crazy calipers and trying to get weird things to fit on their bike. This is done.
If you're balling on a budget, you could buy a few-year-old 450. Throw a set of forks.
True,
wheels,
you could buy
done.
a 2012 Honda CRF 450R, and there'd be a ton of parts available for it, and it would be still pretty good. So,
and you brought up go-kart track. It's probably a bit cheaper than going to a normal track day.
It
at
is
a full-size
like
track,
you know you go to it's $40 versus $300. Right.
Saving a bit of money there.
Saving some money there too. So let's put it on the list, but it might get bumped off because this thing would be not so good. Like if you took it out to Chuck Wallet, you're going to get just smoked down the straightaways, right? Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
Hit me.
Similar to a supermoto, I have the Aprilia Tuono. It is, you're going to get Aprilia V4 power. You're going to be doing wheelies out of every single corner. There's no doubt about that. You're going to have a ton of fun. What you aren't going to have is the backache, the neck cramps that you're going to get on like an RSV4. It's really super sport ergonomic package. Yeah, so you could potentially ride that motorcycle to the track day.
You could
do the track day, ride home. You're not going to do that.
So
on
far,
a
we
Ducati
have
V4R.
not said no to a Tuono yet on this show, and even from the first get-go, Chris Cancel was like, "You're going to end up calling this 4 best bikes in a Tuono
plus a Tuono."
And at this point, it's kind of looking like that. It's definitely looking like that. Okay, I've got something that's a little bit more, you know, super bike-ish, but a little more affordable than a V4R, and that's a GSXR 1000.
I like that. That's a good
motorcycle.
motorcycle.
It's a known quantity. It's easy to ride. It's not the most gnarly of all of them, but for the average Joe, it's more than enough.
Yeah,
right.
100%. And I think, regardless if you have the 2017 and on or prior to 2017, they're all good motorcycles.
They're all
you
good
get
motorcycles,
on,
right?
And it feels like a Suzuki. It's going to do everything really well. It might not do something the best, but it's going to do it all very, very well.
But I mean, they still kick ass in MotoAmerica.
That's totally true.
You could take it from a stocker all the way up to a full super bike and everything in between. So I'm going to throw that on the list. We are down to 2.5 minutes to go.
All right.
Let's get cranking. Hit me with another one.
Yamaha R6. It's tried, it's true. You go to a racetrack, to a track day, and there's probably about 100 of them there.
So like an older, like the last generation R6 or the new one?
Any of them.
Okay.
Any of them.
Because the new one,
even
like,
the new R6, you're starting to see a ton of them at the racetrack. And, you know, there's tons of parts out there for them. I think that even if you did, if you did fall down at a racetrack, there's probably going to be someone with parts there. Done.
That's a good point, and I totally
a little less
agree with
power
that.
than 1,000 too, so it's kind of that middle ground where a novice rider would feel
I
confident.
totally like riding 600cc bikes better
Yep.
than super bikes anyways. I just, all the way around, usually at track days, a super bike for me is fun, but I'm not as comfortable on it because
Right.
they're just so fast.
Feels like they're getting away from you.
They get away from you. They're a little bit heavier. They don't change his directions quite as easy, where a 600 is really a sweet spot for
Yep.
most human beings. Not dudes like you, but dudes like me. Speed triple.
Okay.
Just
Similar to the
because
Tuono.
Similar to Tuono, but with less horsepower.
Again, not getting away from
Not
you.
getting away from you. But I mean, it's still a pretty quick bike. It's not the street triple, which is a little 675. It's still, a big enough motor that it gets down, but
Yep.
it's not so powerful. But once you said Tuono, I kind of ignored it on the list.
I
didn't
was just
see it
about to
there.
say, I'm going to argue,
So,
let's get rid of that one.
It's out because of that right there.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Give me your last one.
Suzuki SV650. It's very similar to the R6. You can go buy a
Yeah.
used one for
Yep,
$2,000,
yep.
throw tires on it, go to a racetrack.
Everyone knows. Everybody knows.
There's parts everywhere.
FZ650 is a track day bike. That's like step one, buy SV650, right? So goes on the list. We've got too many bikes. So what's going to go? What's going to get lost off this list? I say straight off the bat, V4R. The
killing
rent
me.
is too high.
All right. But we
It's
get
too
the
expensive.
Gixxer 1000.
We have the Gixxer 1000 there right now. So where are we at? We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 2 more to go. What else? Pick one.
Kramer's out.
I really think that. I
Kramer's
love that
out.
bike, but okay.
It's just too complicated. It's a little bit pricey to just go to a racetrack, similar to the V4R.
You're right. You're right. It's
Let's get
cool,
rid of
but
that one.
it's gone too. Okay,
Um,
one last. I'm
FS450.
gonna cut my own one. Yeah, FS450 because it's limited in its scope
Right.
compared to the other bikes. The other bikes you can kind of do whatever. You can ride them on the street. You can do some other stuff. This
That's
it's out.
only
So,
racetrack.
Yep. Okay, we overshot our 10-minute mark by about 30 seconds, but pretty
I think
good
we got
job.
it done. I like
Pretty
our
good
list
job.
here. I think that sounds like a really fun weekend at the track. Those bikes right there.
This is a really good trailer full of bikes
Yeah.
for sure. So, and I'm assuming we'll see most of these, maybe not this guy, maybe, I don't know, on Track Tested at some point in time.
They're coming.
Cool. So here's our list. 5 best bikes for a track day. Ninja 400, obviously because the price to entry is low. You're not going to wear out tires. It's a really great bike for a beginner's bike.
User friendly.
Super user friendly. Tuono, we all know why.
You don't have to argue.
We don't have to argue that. Everyone knows Tuono, Tuono, Tuono. Next one, GSXR 1000. It just makes sense. It's the bike for the track. It's
Tried
the
and
bike for the
true.
track forever since Aladdin's days. Like it's just
Great base platform for whatever you're doing.
R6 for basically the same
Again,
reason.
same
It's just-
thing.
It's just
A little bit lower.
staple of the 600 class.
Yeah.
If you were gonna go buy a 600 and you were getting into it, that's what you would buy.
Why would you look any further?
Exactly. And lastly, FZ650. Like we said, step one of track days, buy an SV650.
Super
right?
mellow. Totally beginner bike, but can also go really fast at the same time. Lots of fun.
Exactly. So that's it.
Cool.
Thanks for being here.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
If you like what we're doing, like, subscribe, share it with all your friends, and we'll see you on the next episode of 5 Best Bikes.